start it this time. I'll let you start it this time.
Thank you. Welcome to this epic disaster.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah. Hi. How are you? How
Hi.
are you, people? We have started.
It started.
We've started the podcast.
It has started. It has begun.
Yeah. How are you? How's it going?
I'm
What's up?
I'm good. How are you?
It's not the smoothest start we've ever done.
Well, let me just put it this way. Mm-hmm. Whenever somebody asks me how are you, it takes me a minute to actually consider if I should tell the truth.
Yeah, they don't want. It's like,
or if
do
I
they
should
really
just
want
say,
to hear all this stuff?
Yeah, or should I just say, "Oh, I'm good. How are you?"
You could say, I have a cold beer, so I'm awesome.
There we go. Let's start with that. So today, the beer that we're drinking is Sycamore.
Beer? What beer? What are you talking about?
Right? They don't know.
Oh, we do a live beer review.
Tell them.
Oh, this is a live beer review. I got you. I see what you're saying.
Tell them. What happens?
Live beer review. I just did.
Okay. What happens with the live beer review?
We drink the beer.
And then?
Drinking the beer.
And then?
The beer and of the drinking.
We're drinking it. And then what happens?
Do we enjoy it? I'm opening mine.
At the end of the podcast, we will tell you what we think of the beer, and you can make your own judgments.
Oh, smells pretty good.
It looks good. It's a vanilla Affagato.
I was trying to decide if we've done this beer before.
We have not.
But if we have, Affagato. Affagato.
Is that why you bought this? So you could make that joke?
I could do that whole joke. That
sucks ass. You suck so
know.
bad.
Wow, look. This was not the color I expected it to be.
So an Affagato is basically espresso and ice cream. So that's what we're expecting here.
All right, so let me just say it's golden.
It is.
Like really, really gold.
It looks more like a Hefeweizen or an IPA.
I expected it to be really dark.
But it's not a stout, so...
I shouldn't have thrown that away, but I did.
I'll save mine so you can read it later.
All right.
But it's an Affagato. Okay, so...
So it's like coffee, kind of.
It's supposed to taste like coffee ice cream.
Vanilla. Okay.
Yeah. You tell me what you think first. Does it taste like coffee ice cream?
I don't know if I would say ice cream, but it does. It tastes good.
Oh, there's coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's vanilla. Mm-hmm. Oh, I like this one.
It's nice. Okay.
That is nice.
We'll talk
so,
about it.
by the way, this is 6.4% alcohol by volume.
Oh, man. We're going to be high.
Shut up. It says Dreamy Creamy Vanilla Beanie. Sycamore.
That was my nickname in college.
Dreamy Creamy Vanilla Beanie?
Yes.
I'm going to call you that from now on.
Please.
Sycamore coffee poured in by the load. This cream ale is a la mode. So there is definitely ice cream kind of flavor there that I'm getting. It's brewed and canned in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
And it's family owned, established 2013 by, hold on. I guess it's Sycamore.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll look. If I see something new that says who the brewery is, I will tell you. But otherwise, my first sip was quite
Yeah, it is.
pleasant.
It's very tasty.
Yes.
I have a gripe. Want to start the show with a gripe? Can I start the show with a gripe?
You always
So,
do.
all right. I'm an artist. I need art tools. I got to have tools.
Well, yeah.
Everybody needs tools.
That's what I buy you for Christmas.
So, okay, I had to buy an art projector. And if you don't know, art projector, you can do a sketch, you can do a drawing, whatever you want to do, then put it on the projector and project it onto a canvas.
That's what I need right now.
And then trace that back.
That's what I need.
Yeah, so you could do all of your refining and drawing on paper, and then when you get it where you want it, you got to think, well, how do I put this on the canvas?
Right.
And you just use a projector.
You project it,
and then
you
draw
trace.
that in.
Yeah.
It's very cool. And so I have one that I've had for quite a while. And
the old one.
$750 is what I spent on that.
Is that the one that you did the kiss on our wall?
No. That was before that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wait.
That was 14th Street.
Well, I know where it was. I'm just trying to decide. I don't think I had my projector then, but I have another projector. And so And it's a good one. This one, so the ones I used to use in the old day were for opaque projectors.
Yes.
And this one is a digital projector.
Oh.
And it works fine.
Uh-huh.
But it's very, very pixelated. And so I've never really, the quality is not
You can't get
awesome.
the lines, if there's detail. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's passable.
Sure.
And it's what I've been using. So I've been kind of in my head just thinking, this is an expense I'm going to have in the future.
Right.
But it's, when you come up, you don't always have an extra $700. And
I never have an extra $700.
so I've been putting it off. But then I've been reading a lot of articles, and the price of projectors have been like really, really dropping. And so I've watched some YouTube videos on reviews, and I found one that everybody seems to say is really good. It was like less than $200, like $150. And so I was like, well, yeah, I'm buying it. So I bought it. It came here, and then I hooked it all up and I used it. It works really well. It's great.
Okay.
There's no instructions in it that are worth anything.
Oh no.
So I couldn't figure the exact, so like I have a projector and I kind of know how to make it work. Most of these projectors now are set up so that you can watch movies and television on a wall, or on a sheet, or outside on the side of your house, or whatever you want to do it.
Right.
And that's kind of what a lot of people use them for, and it's one of the reasons why prices are dropping, because more and more people are buying them. And they say that COVID has caused a lot of people to want to, have friends over and watch.
But you have to do it kind of outside where you can socially distance, and you just post something like projects. Yeah.
So these little projectors have been selling, and the prices have come down. So that helps me out. And so I bought this one and could not figure out how to project an image. I'm not trying to project a movie. I want to project a single image.
Right.
There's no instructions anywhere, and it's not done the same way my other projector is. So I've looked everywhere online. I looked everywhere on YouTube, try to find videos of people telling how to do it. Everything talks about the movies, how to do it. They don't talk about single picture.
Right.
So I sent a letter to the customer service.
Uh-huh.
Bad idea.
Why? What happened?
Bad customer service is what happened.
Oh, fuck off.
So
really?
They don't know.
They don't know how to do it.
They sell a product, and what the product is supposed to do, they don't know how to do it. And so the guy or girl who responded suggested that I reset the projector.
Reset
it. I pushed the button. I'm like, it won't do any good to reset it. I don't know how to do what I'm supposed to do.
Right. Reset it all day long. You can reset it 300 times. I still don't know how to do what I'm trying to do.
But, and I know you there's a part of you in IT where you have to kind of do this thing and deal with people.
Yeah.
But everybody knows that thing when you know that a customer service person is reading a little list and they're just making shit up.
It's scripted.
They don't know how to do it.
They don't know. They don't.
And it's just like that. Like, I've had Apple customer service people tell me stuff, and I'm like, wait. Really? You really work for Apple? And I know
more than you do.
I know that that's not what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Or I know that won't do it because I know what that will do.
Exactly.
So this person, and like 3 or 4 times, and they kept saying, I need some number or whatever, and I would furnish the number. So finally they said, you need to send information to this email address and ask them.
Oh, they're like, we don't know. Ask so-and-so.
And so I did. It was some Gmail address.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, and it didn't have anything to do with the company.
Wait, what?
And I sent it to them, and I asked, and whoever is on the other receiving it has not gotten back to me.
You sent an email to a Gmail address asking advice on a product that
I bought,
that the manufacturer couldn't tell you how to fix.
Well, the manufacturer told me to do that, so I thought, well, maybe it's somebody who knows. I don't know. But they've never gotten back in touch with me.
So weird.
It's ridiculous. So I kept researching. I finally found that an earlier version of that projector. This is like the 630, and so like the 600. The manual actually had the instructions how to do this.
Where did you find that?
Online.
And did the and you said the guy, the Gmail weirdo, never got back to you.
The person at Gmail never did, but the projector's customer service people did, and they weren't helpful at all. So anyway, I found that information on a like a forum or a, yeah, and it answered my question.
And now it works.
Yeah, it worked before. I just didn't know how to do it.
Right.
I was just trying to find out how. That was it. I wasn't having a problem.
Instructions. Yeah.
And so now I'm going to record a YouTube video showing how to do it because no one else has done it.
Clearly, no one else knows how to do
so
that.
Someone else that's in my position will be able to figure it out. All right.
And I will now, from this moment on, borrow that from you because I have many, many reasons.
Buy one. They're so cheap. And then you could use it on your wall to watch movies. You watch movies all the time.
Yes.
You can you watch videos, movies. You can project. You can do whatever you want. And they're so cheap.
I just want it for, like you were using it to project on a canvas so that you can draw out what you want to paint.
I know that you can buy them for $89 now.
Oh, shit.
The price has come down so much. Yeah.
Less than $100.
Yeah, it's great. And
all right, you need to post, I guess, on our Facebook page what product you purchased.
It's called a Vankyo, Vankyo, and it's consistently like. So what I found was a lot of artists would review these projectors, and then in a year's time, the projector's gone.
Right.
Doesn't exist. So these a lot of times they're Chinese companies, whatever, they just come in, they make them, and then they're gone.
But that was the same with your light box. You owned that thing for how long? That big fat light box you used to have that you put drawings on? And
well, yeah, but that's old. That's not.
See, but if it works and it does what you need it to do and it continues to work, keep it.
Well, that's a completely different thing, yeah. But anyway.
Well, if this keeps working, just keep it.
Yeah, I mean, this one is a piece of technology, so it does other things, and it also is so much. Even though it's so much cheaper than the $750 one that I spent, it has so many other features that the other one doesn't do.
$89, real okay.
You can buy them for $89.
I'm getting one.
You have to be careful. Watch YouTube reviews because some of the really cheaper ones. They don't have light that's strong enough that you can actually watch the video, or they don't focus well, or whatever. They all have some problems. But this one was consistently had good reviews, and it's a good one. It's under $200, and if I remember right, it's right in the $150, and it's worth it. I mean, it's sturdy. It seems like it's well made. I don't know how long it'll last, but they say that the bulb, like 50,000 hours or something like that. Color is good. Everything works. So, I mean,
what we could do is because you said it does project things, obviously, because it's a projector. So we could go to the gallery, your gallery, Rec Gallery in Lawrenceville, Georgia.
It's not in Lawrenceville. It's in Tucker.
It's in Tucker. It's on Lawrenceville Highway. Sorry. I get confused because it's all OTP to me, and I just don't understand. But, okay, so we could go to your gallery, and we could, how they do at Grindhouse? They have movies up on the wall?
Sure.
We could do that.
Totally.
And just see how it works.
Well, it will work. I mean, it's at the gallery because that's where I'm going to use it.
Right.
And I have a big wall in my studio. You just project it there. You can watch whatever.
You can do whatever you want.
You can get one and do it at your house. So
you can watch porn on the wall.
They have some of them that are as big as this little box right here. They're literally that small, just like a little box. And you take a little thumb drive, put it in there, watch a movie.
Speaking of this little box that you're pointing at right now is a game that we play every weekend or week.
Well, anyway, that was a complaint.
You're over it now. You're over it now.
Yeah, I'll complain about my customer service.
Just stop. Yeah. There's, did you get anything out of that?
I did. I got my revenge. I'm hoping that. No, I'm not anti this company. In fact, I think that it might be a good little projector. I just don't understand if you hire someone to be the face of your customer service, then make sure that person knows what they're talking about, because their job is dealing with the customers.
Trust me.
And if a customer comes to you and you don't know it, then don't be in that position.
And don't admit don't be afraid to admit that you don't know.
Yeah, don't fake it. And
Just if a client calls you, because I work in customer service and I have a staff of people that answer calls all day long, and when they call and they say I have this problem whatever, and they get a new analyst, and the analyst goes, well, I don't know what that is. It's not a matter of I don't know what that is. It's a matter of I haven't seen this before. Let me get you an answer. Mm-hmm. And then you follow through. You don't just go, oh, I don't know what that is.
No.
And be done with it. Because that's some bullshit.
It is. It was.
All right. We're going to play Would You Rather.
Would you rather? Drop a stone is a red one.
It's a red one.
I was kind of hoping you would drop that color because this is a cool question.
No,
all right.
no.
Would you rather run through a field with 1,000 rattlesnakes or 3 landmines?
3 landmines.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because rattlesnakes is going to hurt like fuck.
Well, landmines are too.
But
in fact, you're probably going to die.
They're more likely to kill you. So I would rather be dead.
Yes, most likely they will kill you.
Than be in pain.
I think the rattlesnakes will kill you, especially at 1,000.
Slowly and painfully.
Yeah, you're gonna get bit more than once.
Right.
So you will probably die.
So I'd rather die in one big than die slowly screaming and in pain.
So basically, that's what this question is about. How do you want to die?
Yeah. Okay. I'd rather die instantly.
All right.
Yeah. All right, it's your turn.
You chose the landmines.
Drop a stone.
I'm dropping Sharon. That was a great one, man. I got a lot of them.
Not really.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Just keep going.
All right, I'm feeling green. Ooh,
this is
green.
a really good beer.
Green is burning
I'm
my hand.
enjoying this beer.
Really?
Yeah.
Drop
It's blue. It's not
Still
green.
burning my hand.
All right. So blue is appearance and embarrassment.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a front tooth permanently chipped? I mean, I have one.
Yeah. Okay.
Or a noticeable scar on your cheek?
That's one of the dumbest questions.
I agree. Because neither of those things matters.
Well, no. I'll take the scar. It might get me laid. Do you know?
Scars are cool.
Yeah. Harrison Ford got that scar. He probably gets laid a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know
That's
what?
all I need. That's why I'm not getting laid. Is because I don't have
you
a
don't
scar.
have any scars.
At least not in my face.
That's why the only person who's laying you is your wife.
Cut me.
Give me a razor.
Just make me a scar.
Give
right
me a
now.
razor.
Slice me right here.
I will do it. Where do you want it?
Anywhere that will get me laid.
Okay, so nothing below the belt is what you're saying.
Don't cut me down there.
I have scars on my face and I have chipped teeth and I ain't getting laid. So I don't think it matters.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. So
you know what? This year?
What?
I'll bet you this year, St. Patrick's Parade. I'm feeling it. It's been 2 years. We haven't had a St. Patrick's Day Parade.
I don't think
it's going to happen. No one's canceling their events right now.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I do.
I would love it to happen.
It's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen. It's only a month and a half away.
Yep. Well,
6 weeks from today.
Stuff now. They're doing stuff now, yeah. So I think it's going to happen. And Ren Fair this year. It'll happen.
Oh, God, I hope so.
Yeah.
I have a new skirt I want to wear.
Really?
See, Ren Fair to me... Oh, good. So Ren Fair to me is all about... dressing up
yep.
and just having fun.
Yeah.
You know, but mostly it's about what am I going to wear and who cares what I wear? You know, I do have some really simple dresses when it's super hot out that I just put on.
Yeah, I can't go when it's hot out.
And I just like when it's cooler out, I'll put the whole corset and the whole chemise and the whole everything couple of skirts on, and that's fun. But when it's hot out, I just want to throw on like a simple cotton dress and a bag and call it a day.
I've never been one of those guys. I can't be one of those guys that doesn't dress in public. You know, I mean they don't wear shirts. They don't wear shoes. You
don't walk around shirtless,
half naked.
No,
I can't do that. And I've never been able to do that. Even when I was a kid, I can't do it. And so these people, there are so many guys that you go to Ren Fair and they might be wearing a vest,
maybe,
but then they don't have any shirt on. They might be wearing a kilt or really shorts, and like sandals or flip flops.
What I hate is seeing people at the Ren Fair in a kilt.
Me too. Oh. I thought you just meant seeing people.
Just seeing. Oh, I mean that too. But seeing people at the Ren Fair in a kilt,
Yeah.
flip-flops, and no shirt.
Yeah, me either. Can't do it. But, I'm not the judge. Do what you want to do. Do how you feel comfortable.
Let me just put it this way. I'm not going to have sex with you.
Thank you.
Or that person.
Oh.
Or I meant the pervert.
I don't think they care.
I don't think they do either. But if they come up to me and
You know what?
try and
I
chat
bet
me
you
up,
would if they had a scar on their cheek.
maybe.
Yeah.
Or a chip tooth. Depends.
It depends. Why would you screw anybody with a chip tooth wearing depends? That's like the word. That's like Jim Carrey.
I said it depends, not independs. Stop it. Here's your pen.
All right.
Cross some shit out.
What do you got?
All right, so I have some days of the month. Starting in the February, which is now.
Days of the month.
I'm going to do days of the month instead of days of the week because I have found that days of the week take up a lot of time during our podcast. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do days of the month. I'm going to do it once a month.
All at once.
Just spit it out.
Just like drop your load. Just shoot your load. You're going to
I'm not gonna,
throw your load.
I'm going to shoot my wad.
You're going to explode your load.
Yes, I'm going to shoot my wad right now. Watch it happen.
Your wad.
You said it, not me. So here's the thing looking for it. I'm not going to go over every single day because not every single day is exciting.
So like the best days.
Like some days are just like cherry pie day.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't have anything wrong with cherry pie.
Warrant loved cherry pie when they were around.
And Ted Nugent, but answer that. Okay, so here we go for February. February 1st. Let's start there. It's a good day.
Yeah.
It's today.
In a sense, it's today.
If you're listening, it's yesterday.
No, it's last week.
Oh, you're right. I'm so used to doing the podcast on the Sunday before.
Right.
Sorry. All right, so...
No one right now knows what we're talking about.
Nope.
Everybody's confused. They're like, are they drunk?
Yes. February 1st is National Baked Alaska Day.
I always wondered what that was. I finally found out what it was at one point, and now I can't remember. Is it a dessert?
It is. So
Okay.
a baked Alaska, also known as a bomb Alaska, not like bomb like you wouldn't want to say it in an airport, but bomb with an E, is, or,
Boom.
a boom, is a dessert consisting of ice cream and cake
Yep.
topped with browned meringue.
And a big fish.
No.
That's what I think of baked Alaska.
There's no fish.
I always, for a long time, I thought it was a fish dinner. I thought it was like a big salmon. Or something.
I wonder if we could do a fish baked Alaska.
Why?
Why would you?
Why? No.
Do you want herring ice cream in that?
No.
Okay.
I don't want hair in my ice cream at all.
Okay. All right, then. This dish is made of ice cream placed in a pie dish, so like a tart or like a pie crust.
We should call it pie cream then.
Pie cream. They should.
Yes.
Lined with slices of sponge cake or Christmas pudding.
Okay.
Which is more of like a fruitcake type texture.
Okay.
And topped with meringue. The entire dessert is then placed in an extremely hot oven for a brief time.
I didn't think they had anything hot in Alaska.
I was in Alaska.
Except Sarah Palin. Ooh, yeah.
I will cut you. I will cut you. Moving on. Alaska doesn't have anything hot anymore because I'm not there anymore. Wow. Anyways, it's for a brief time long enough to firm and caramelize the meringue, but not long enough to begin melting the ice cream. So you have to have the ice cream super, 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 super cold.
Yeah.
And you have to also have it completely encased in meringue because if there's any gaps, even down at the bottom, the ice cream will melt.
You know, you've spent like 10 minutes on February 1.
Sorry. I'm okay. Moving on.
This is why your days take so long. Because each day actually takes a day to talk about.
February 2nd is National Tater Tot Day. How do you feel about that?
Oh, man, yeah.
Okay, done. We're over.
You know what else it is?
What?
Groundhog Day. You know what happened today?
Ate a lot of tater tots?
No, one of the groundhogs died. The day before Groundhog Day, one of the main groundhogs died.
That's fucked up.
That means there's going to be 6 weeks of death. Celebrity deaths.
We've just
a
had
new celebrity
like
every
6
day.
weeks of deaths.
I know, but a new celebrity every day will die because of this stupid.
Do you want to predict who they
groundhog.
will be?
Huh?
Do you
No.
want? Okay.
I got my feelings.
You got feels.
I think I know.
Okay.
I thought of somebody the other day. I didn't guess. Oh dang! I don't even want to say it. Not
Don't
going to
say
say
it.
it.
Don't
I'm
say it.
not.
I'm moving
'Cause
on.
I love her so much.
It's not Valerie.
No.
I'm moving on to the
I
next
wanted
day.
to marry her.
You can't. She's married.
Who?
Valerie.
That's not. I just said no, but she's also getting a divorce, so I could marry her.
Oh, and Shania. That's.
That's not who I was talking about. I'm talking about somebody that might die. Anyway, never mind. Go ahead.
Betty White is dead. All right, moving on. So, February 4th, National Wear Red Day. This is important to me because National Wear Red Day actually acknowledges heart disease in women,
Okay.
which is actually the #1 cause of death
Heart disease.
for American women.
Okay.
Heart disease. It's the leading cause of death for women in the United States, killing almost 300,000 women in 2017, or about 1 in every 5 female deaths.
Okay.
So for every 5 women, one of them died from heart disease. Heart disease is the leading cause of death. I just read that. Among American Indian and Alaska Native women, heart disease and cancer cause roughly the same number of deaths each year. For Hispanic and Asian or Pacific Islander women, heart disease is second only to cancer as a cause of death.
It's all that baked Alaska.
It could be. All that ice cream. About 1 in 16 women aged 20 and older have coronary heart disease. The most common type of heart disease. Also, about 1 in 16 white women, black women, and Hispanic women, about 1 in 30 Asian women. So what are they doing
They're eating better.
that we aren't doing?
They're eating healthier.
Is it the food?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
What do you think about Asian women's food? And maybe, I mean, this is just...
They eat a lot of fish. Fish is good for you. I think it's good for your heart. The more you eat, the more... No, wait, that wasn't
That's
fish.
beans.
But rice, fish, natural vegetables. And so that's changing now, though, when you look at, if you look at the overall diet in Japan and Asia, it's becoming more Western.
It is very
And
much.
people are dying earlier. They're fatter. They're not as healthy. And used to, Okinawa had the people who lived the longest, and now not. I think from what I've heard, they don't anymore.
Isn't it Malaysia now?
I don't know where it is,
I
but
don't
I'm just
either.
saying it's not Okinawa because they've lost that.
It's
'cause
very westernized.
they have KFC, they have
right McDonald's
now.
and all that crap.
Stupid Westerners.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring up February 13th. Do you know what that is?
Oh, it's my wife's birthday.
There you go. That's what I was shooting for.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
It's also Valentine's Day Eve. You know what's great?
What?
I actually married someone who doesn't care about Valentine's Day.
I don't either.
Well, I didn't marry you.
Yeah, I'm the only person you've ever been with that you didn't marry.
Where did you get that?
The only long-term relationship you've ever been in that you didn't marry the person and you lived with them is me.
I don't know that that's true.
Yes, it is.
I've been in long-term relationships, but anyway.
That you lived with.
Well, okay. You want to keep narrowing it down, all right? But yeah, I'm not a Valentine's Day person either.
Me
so
either.
that's really cool. But so what happens is instead of Valentine's Day, and I usually get her a card. I will get her a card. But we do things on her birthday. We just kind of combine it. It's just, just celebrate day.
And you get reservations earlier because you can't get reservations on February 14th, but you get reservations on February 13th. Mm-hmm. So done.
That's what we do.
Done.
I mean, she likes to eat, and I take her to
I like
eat.
to eat.
And
That's fine. Okay,
we
so
spent like 3 days having sex. It's awesome.
You can't have sex for 3 days.
I didn't say it was me.
All right, so February 14th, other than the obvious, do you know what else it is?
14th? No.
National Organ Donors Day. What are your thoughts on donating organs?
I'm keeping my organ.
Not that organ.
Oh.
your liver, your kidneys, your eyeballs, your heart.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about my opinion because it's not good.
Really?
Yeah. I think people should do what they want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're straight up not going to talk about it.
No. It's my body. It's my choice.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. So February 20th, we've skipped a week.
Few days.
Is National...
It's Organ Get It Back Day.
You can't have it
Give
back.
me back my eyes.
You can't have them back. It's National Comfy Day.
Comfy?
Comfy.
That's always a good thing.
I like it.
Yeah.
So in 2021, the Comfy Bros, I don't know who they are,
Okay.
founded National Comfy Day to be celebrated on February 20th, the day the comfy was invented. Their story starts back in 2017 when Michael and Brian, I can't pronounce their last name, transformed the way the world stays warm by inventing the world's first true wearable blanket, which is something that you bought for your wife.
I think they wrote this.
You bought a wearable kind of a blankie for your wife for Christmas.
Did. I bought her a wrap. It turned out to be big, but I didn't.
It
wasn't a blanket. It was a wrap.
But it's like a comfy blankie, like the Snuggie.
Okay.
If you will.
That's not what I bought her, but anyway.
Oh,
go
okay.
ahead.
Just a month after forming their company, the Comfy Bros were invited to make their pitch to ABC's Shark Tank. With only a prototype in hand, they closed a deal with Barbara whoever, and the Comfy went on to become the third most successful product ever to launch on Shark Tank. Today, the Comfy has expanded to a range of products designed to wrap...
Did they write this? This is like a big PR for them?
Everyone in a giant warm hug. Don't you want a giant warm hug?
No, not from the bros.
No, from the blankie.
No, what blankie?
The Comfy blankie.
It's the Comfy Bros.
But
the
they're
dudes.
not hugging you.
They're not going to?
It's the blankie that they made that's going to hug you.
No.
Fine.
They probably put drugs in it, smallpox or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
Wow.
I say it like it is. I'm like Trump.
Should we? Oh, fuck.
I say it like it is.
Fuck.
That's why people vote for me. That's why they listen to the podcast.
No one will ever listen to this podcast ever again now.
They will.
February 22nd, I'm moving on. I had something else to say.
2022.
Oh,
It's a lot of twos.
22.
Yeah.
220.
No, 2022.
Two. I went 200 years ahead of the game.
Yeah.
It's 02.
It's a good year for twos.
22.
If you have to
20.
poop, you got to do number
22.
two. Got to do number
Or
two
wear
on
a
that day.
tutu.
I'm going to do a lot of number twos on that day.
I think you should actually do a number 2 wearing a tutu.
Yeah.
And film it.
Everyone should.
I agree. It is
National Number 2 Day.
it's National Spay Day.
Spay?
Yeah, like spay and neuter.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'd like to promote here, and I'm not going to go into too much detail, but TNR, which is trap, neuter, release. Mm-hmm. So I have a feral community living in my neighborhood. Mm-hmm. I don't have rats. I don't have snakes. I don't have moles. I don't have shrews. I don't have any of those things because guess what? I have a feral community. Mm-hmm. And if you take care of the cats that show up in your neighborhood, like spaying and neutering them, they will stay in your neighborhood and they will do you favors. Mm-hmm. And all you have to do is feed them.
Well, and also not just that, but I don't know how this would work, but if you can donate to your local vet.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that they can potentially, and find out if they have a program so that they do the spaying because, you know, they need to keep the cost low.
Yeah, because there are places, you can find places online that have a TNR program, trap, neuter, release program, and the spay or neuter is much cheaper than it would be if you went to your average vet.
Yeah.
And they're doing it for a purpose, and the purpose is to keep the cat population down.
Not just cats.
Not just cats, sometimes dogs.
And podcast co-host. I mean...
Are you going to take me to a TNR?
I might. You never know.
I ain't having no babies. Don't worry. But yeah, so I love my feral community, and we're actually trying to find more. Like my feral community was all one family, and then somebody dropped a cat off, and they were all right, and then somebody let their cat out, and they were okay, but they weren't treated very well. The other feral cats didn't like them. But eventually everybody got along. And the point is that no cat fights outside because nobody's in heat. Nobody's trying to screw anybody. There's no, you know what I mean? It's very calm in my area because of that. So if you have the opportunity to take a stray cat or dog and have them spayed or neutered, if it's a dog, please, please, please try to get them adopted. If it's a cat, it might be a little easier to just let them back out. Yeah. And I hate to say that, but it's true.
And don't try doing it yourself.
Please don't try doing it yourself because I will sick Rick on you if you do. All right, last day of the month.
All right, that's the 28th?
February 28th.
Not a leap year. Okay.
National Public Sleeping Day.
Whoa, who wants to do that?
I've done it.
No.
You've never slept in public?
Might have, but not on purpose, and I certainly wouldn't try to do it. Like you're homeless or you don't have a bed, you just sleep right out. Because I see a lot of that. It just blows me away. People, I know they got to go sleep somewhere, but just like right in front of a building, and people just lay there and go to sleep, and you just walk right past them. It's
and
weird.
Sometimes they have a bag of their things, and sometimes they have a sleeping bag, or a blanket or a pillow or something. You
got to sleep somewhere.
You got to sleep.
If you don't have a house, that's where you go. But I mean,
and you go to the safest place you can find.
I guess.
But this is not about homeless people. This is about...
Sorry.
It's okay. No, that's a very good discussion.
Shooting a video of yourself sleeping and posting it online?
No, it's not. It's not a TikTok thing.
Wearing clothes?
I hope you're wearing clothes. But, okay, so... Let me get there. Sorry. This is about naps. Taking naps.
Okay.
This is about you're out in the world... But you deserve some sleep
in
the middle of the day.
Yeah.
So there are different types of naps. The power nap is approximately 10 to 20 minutes long, and it can give a boost of energy to get us through the rest of the day. It also doesn't leave us drowsy like some longer naps might.
I think they do that in Japan. Don't you think that companies should do that? They should 30-minute nap.
There are places that do that.
Yeah.
And in Mexico, there is siesta.
Right.
Like in the middle of the day.
I mean, we should have that.
Go
here.
lay down. Yeah.
They used to do it at Napster. That's how they got their name.
Stop it. All right. It will allow us to fall asleep at a decent time at night. Yeah. If you take a quick nap in the middle of the day.
You'll work better, too.
You'll work better?
Sure.
More, yeah. So the hangover, this is another kind of nap. And it's not an actual hangover. Mm-hmm. But it's a type of nap, is about 30 minutes long. So 10 minutes too many. It will leave you loopy and wanting to just stay asleep. So if you've ever had a long nap and you wake up and you're like, I can't do anything for the rest of the day. Yeah. That's a problem. That's why they call it the hangover.
If I take a nap in the middle of the day, I get really, really... really grouchy
and groggy and grumpy.
Not as groggy.
All the G words.
I just get kind of irritable.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's also a nap called the California King, and if you go for a California King nap, I don't know why they call it that, but it's about 90 minutes, about an hour and a half. It's typically a full cycle of sleep. So it will include REM or a dream stage. Yeah. Because it's 90 minutes, it gives you time to go there. It avoids the hangover problem where you wake up and you don't feel completely groggy.
Okay.
It improves.
Take a nap.
Sorry, I just took a little power nap.
California King there in the middle of the podcast.
Sorry, I apologize. The nap avoids the hangover like the power nap does, and improves creative thinking and motor memory.
You know where they invented the California King, don't you?
No, I don't.
Napa.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
That's where they invented it.
I love that you made that joke just now. That is probably the best joke you've made in 4 years. 4 years.
It's a dad joke.
Which is why I love it. And you did it.
You know what you hadn't mentioned about February?
What?
Mardi Gras.
We aren't there yet.
I'm thinking, you just said it was the last day. How many more are you going to go?
I'm not done with the day.
Mardi Gras is not on the 30th.
I know, but leave me alone and let me finish the day.
There's no 30th.
Leave me alone and let me finish the day.
Do it. You're talking about Napa.
Top 5 places for public sleeping.
All right. Do it. Go.
Well, 5. Under a tree in a park.
Okay.
But there's bugs.
People used to do that when I was in college. They would just fall asleep in the yard, right in the middle of the lawn.
But there's bugs.
I know. I don't know.
I can't do that. I'm not going to do that.
Camping.
I'm not. Yeah.
It's too close to
without
camping.
a tent.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
I pitched a tent out, but it's too much like camping.
Don't pitch a tent when you're sleeping outside because people would take advantage.
We have the most juvenile humor on this podcast.
Number
I don't
4.
Even know.
Number 4. The mall in the middle of a work week.
Oh. I've seen people fall asleep in those like massage chairs.
Have you seen people like, some malls have like those middle sections where there's like a
Yeah.
fountain and stuff and there's like benches and they fall asleep there?
Yeah, in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe this is from the 80s. Number 3, the reference aisle in the library.
What?
When you were in college, how many times did you fall asleep in the library?
Enough time has passed, I could say. I used to work in the library, and I would
So
go...
you spent a lot of time sleeping there.
Yeah, I would go up and pretend like I was shelving books, and I would just sleep.
Just crash.
Yeah.
And you would do it where nobody went,
Oh, totally.
which was the reference aisle.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
There was I don't know, like the top floor of the library. Nobody ever went. And I knew this. I think they didn't even put books there they were going to. And number 1, great place for a nap. Number 2, great place to make out. I did it both.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I totally did.
Who'd you make out with?
My girlfriend at the time.
Who?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, stop it.
She didn't give me permission to mention her name.
All right. So number 2, you've probably done this too.
We already did 2.
No, that was 3. Number 2, last pew in the church.
No, you can't do that.
You can't sleep in church?
No, you're still seen. And 2, look.
You went to little churches, though.
Why are you going to church if you're going to take a nap? Stay
you
at
need a
home and
nap.
sleep.
No, you just want people to see you there. Number 1, a theater showing silent movies.
Yeah, that's great. Pay to see a movie and then go take a nap. What? Stay at home for free.
What if you have roommates and they're loud and annoying and you just need a quiet space? You go, you pay to see a movie. Like, it's a silent film. You're going to pay,
Sleep in
what,
your car.
$2?
Sleep
$2
in your car.
to go in?
Go to a motel.
I'll tell you what, though.
Have you ever paid to for a motel just to sleep for a couple hours and then actual sleep and then leave?
I think you and I did.
Huh?
On a trip once.
For like a couple hours? I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so.
Anyways, I have done that. Yeah,
Okay.
because you get to a point where you're tired and you can't drive anymore and you need to sleep, but you don't want to sleep in your car, so you just grab one of those hourly hotels and you try and convince them that you're not a prostitute, and then you sleep, and then,
Okay. So that's today's February days.
Done. It took up half the fucking podcast.
I'm thinking.
Sorry about that.
I'm thinking might go to Mardi Gras this year.
Does it hurt?
It's been since high school that I went, and it's only like I can't remember, 4 or 6 hours.
5 hour drive.
It's not bad.
Can I come with?
I don't know. You would flash people for beads at Mardi Gras. You would be embarrassing. You'd get
So would
drowned.
you.
No, I would not.
Yes, you would.
Huh?
We've talked about this before.
If we have talked about it, I wouldn't do it because I would not. Who would I flash and who would want to give me beads?
Maria.
I could do that at home. I'm not going to go to Mardi Gras for that. But I'm thinking of going and just like for one day, for one parade, see the parade.
So you want to drive for 5 hours,
See a parade.
and turn around and drive back.
No, we would sleep over and then come back the next day.
That's 10 hours in the car
Okay.
for 3 hours of fun.
We did that. We've done that.
Yeah.
Sure.
We've done 14 hours in the car.
All right. But anyway, I'm thinking about doing it. Might
All
go
right.
to Mardi Gras. I'll talk about it if I do.
If we are, I'm coming with, because I want to see this dog that you say is your Lewis. When he's in the car.
Oh, I don't know that I would take him to
No,
Mardi
I don't
Gras.
think we would.
No.
No, don't
we
take
get
the
a
dogs.
dog sitter or something.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, you would be sitting for the dog.
No,
You're
I'm
not gonna be
coming
coming
with.
us. No.
I'm not watching the dogs if y'all are going to Mardi Gras. Fuck that.
Okay.
All right. So, what's happening with you?
What's
Do you have
happening
a
with me?
story? You
No.
have something to talk about?
Nope.
You don't?
Nope. I'm done.
Well, I've got some birth. You want to know who was born in February?
No.
Oh, okay. What do you want to do now?
I don't know.
Really?
I got nothing. I've talked about shit. I've talked about all the things.
Well, I'm going
All
to
the
tell you who
things.
was born in February, and you're going to listen, and you're going to like it. So, bite me. You're going to like some of these people. Norman Rockwell.
Okay.
Chris Rock.
Yep.
Michael C. Hall.
Oh, man, you ruined it. You went from Rockwell to Rock. The next person should have been like,
Well, but it was Hall, so it's close.
close to it.
All right.
Hall
Martin
well.
Luther King Jr.
He had a dream. I thought he would. No, he was born in January.
February.
No, his birthday is like, we get the day off. You remember MLK Day? Do you know what that is?
Oh, it's January
It's his
17th.
birthday.
Yeah.
What? Where are you getting your facts? Now
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
even
now
trust
I feel
Chris
wrong.
Rock.
Maybe some of these are wrong. If they're wrong,
They're totally wrong.
send us an email and tell us.
Does it actually say MLK on February?
Yeah.
Who wrote that? That's ridiculous.
What about Rosa Parks?
I don't know.
Gertrude Stein.
I don't know any of that. I mean,
George Washington.
Washington's birthday is in February, I believe, on President's Day. That's
Abraham
like Lincoln
Lincoln?
and Washington,
Uh-huh.
same week. Kind of like
Alice Cooper.
Cooper Day is in February. That's correct.
Ashton Kutcher.
I don't know about that.
Mary Steenburgen.
Don't know.
She's hot.
She used to be.
She still is.
I haven't seen her in a long time.
Jennifer Aniston.
She's hot.
Also hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston is sexy.
She's very sexy.
Yeah, she's still sexy even though as she gets older. I guess
She's
hot.
one of those people who's
guess
just
she's
going to
hot.
continue to be sexy.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think there are some people even when they're old, they're still sexy. Just
Well, look at Helen Mirren.
I guess she's not my kind.
She's not your kind. You're both human. All right. Ice-T.
Oh yeah, he's
Also sexy.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Oh
John Travolta, not so sexy.
no,
He used to be.
I never was a Travolta fan.
When he was young,
He's okay.
he had a nice ass.
I don't know.
All right.
He's a girl guy.
Smokey Robinson.
Okay.
He's hot too.
All right.
And
He was
Sidney
smoking.
Poitier.
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 Yeah, he's
Yeah.
dead. He just died
I know.
this year.
Sad.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
One of the celebrities that
Right
died.
before his birthday.
I think everyone should die around their birthday.
Do you think so?
Yeah,
Why?
my dad did. Like within a week.
Why do you think that should be?
I don't know. It just it's a nice little bookend.
Like, what would it do though? Like, if I died July 29th,
I don't know. I'm just saying. It kind of fits. It's like, oh,
you would celebrate my death day, birthday.
I think I
kinda
would rather, if I'm going to die, I want to die after my birthday instead of before. I don't want to, especially like Betty White. I'm sorry,
right
but
before her 100th birthday.
yeah, it's
That's
got to be a
kinda
little bit of a
fucked up.
letdown.
Yeah.
And I think George, what was his name? George,
Is it George and Gracie?
George Burns. Yes.
George Burns. Yeah.
Also, I think if I remember right, died when he was like 99. It was like, really, George? You can hang on.
Say
Just do a
goodnight,
little
Gracie.
more. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't control it.
No, you
You
can't.
die when you die.
You die when are you
Speaking
gonna
of,
die?
I don't know. I'm trying. Speaking of that, I'm wondering about something about old, because I'm thinking a lot more about old people as I get old, about getting old, and how old people function in society. Should old and old people just quit, or do they have things to contribute? And I know from a sentimental standpoint, it's like, no, old people should contribute. But it's just like, what do old people do that we still utilize?
I am appalled.
I'm just asking a question. I haven't made any statements on what I believe. I'm just saying, when does an old person, when do you hear about an old person writing a hit song? When do you hear about an old person, like even like you said REM early, and I know you weren't talking about the band, but I'm going to talk about the band. When was the last hit they had? When they were young.
But they're not old.
They're not going to have another hit.
You don't
ever.
know that.
I'm telling you, write it down, and you can prove it.
No, that's your prediction for 2022.
It's my prediction for the rest of their lives. They won't have a hit. No old person will have a hit song. They just won't. No old person is going to be a giant movie star unless they already are a star. And if they already are a star, as they get older, they're going to have less opportunities to do anything fantastic.
Maggie Smith.
I'm just saying, she's already was a star.
And she's gotten even more of a star as she ages.
I disagree. I don't think she has. And you look at somebody like Meryl Streep, the roles that Meryl Streep plays, they're becoming less interesting. They're becoming, and they complain about it. Women are complaining about it.
I agree.
Older people are complaining about it. And I'm just saying, you don't see Robert De Niro or even, and I think Jack Nicholson is retired, but you don't see them doing these fantastic, amazing, just
so you're
iconic roles
focusing
anymore.
on actors, but think about writers.
So I'm just saying, when do you hear an older person writing thing? Most of the writers that make huge impacts in the world are young. Think about scientists. Okay, I'm asking you, when do you hear about older people making a giant contribution to the world? I'm not saying every once in a while somebody doesn't. I'm just saying, as a whole, when do you hear about it? It's not a popular thing. The world starts pushing you out when you start getting old, and they don't give you the opportunities.
I agree with that. They don't have as many opportunities, but I will also say that given opportunities, they have more education, they have more experience, and they have more intelligence to actually contribute to society. But we don't give them, we being the younger generations, don't give them.
But you can criticize that, you can say that, and I understand, and I might even agree with it, but that's not the point. The point is, it's not happening. And maybe one day it'll change. There are a few, like I would say, as an artist, I see in the art world a lot of older artists who still are contributing
and have an impact.
Still having an impact.
Right.
But you still have a lot of really, really young artists who are kind of like change. Most older artists don't necessarily change the art world, and they kind of do what I was saying. They're only significant if they already have a career.
But I'm horrible with names, but I have seen situations where older artists, and strictly speaking of art, where they have just decided to go a different way and made an actual change in the art world.
Okay, write it down. Tell me. I want to know. I want to know who this is.
I'm going to have to look it up.
I think, so let's say Leonard Cohen, who I love.
Oh, me too.
He started when he was young. But I don't think he ever reached the pinnacle of his career until he was much older, like older than his 50s, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
And there have been a few artists like that. But my question is, who is changing the world as an older person?
Oh. Okay.
And I'm not saying they're not. I'm asking you who. I want to know. I'm asking our listeners. You know, if you can think of somebody, thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Send us an email. Let us know. There's no old race car drivers. Nobody in the sports world. Everybody has to retire. You don't.
Well, that's a physical thing.
Totally.
But
even in the mental realm, your mind starts going just like your physically start going. I find as I'm getting older, my creativity starts dropping off. I'm not as creative, and it's why
you're not meditating enough.
No, I do, but it's why younger people seem to have more of an impact, and part of it is hunger. When you're young and you're poor and you have drive, you're in a young band.
Right.
You write fantastic songs, and then you get older and you're rich now. You're living. You too, you know. They're gazillionaires.
I read
they're
the other day.
They're still great, but they're not doing anything amazing because they're content. They're fat.
They're complacent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I read the other day that Bono is actually embarrassed about the name U2.
Yeah.
What the hell is that about?
He just said he never liked it. But I guess my point is, how do you be significant and relevant? And how do you, as an artist, let's say, how do you stay hungry? As a scientist, how do you stay relevant? How do you still? I mean, there are older like mathematicians, and you find some physicists who are in their 70s that are getting Pulitzer prizes. So sometimes those guys,
but they've been working on it for 50 years.
Yeah.
It's something that they discovered 20, 50, 30 years ago.
How do we give hope to the older people? What can they do? What can we do?
Here's what I think it is now that you bring it up. My opinion is that possibly as people age, there's a little bit of trepidation when it comes to putting something new out there because they are older. They know they're older. We are older. So if I want to come up with a new idea, I have some trepidation about putting it out there.
So here's something weird that's been happening to me recently. And I kind of feel like it's the opposite. As you get older, trepidation goes away. You don't care. You don't care if people like it or if they don't like it. You do what you want to do. But this is what's weird. Because I don't consider myself an old person, but if somebody's in their 20s, I'm old. I'm going to be 60 this year, which just sounds stupid.
Right?
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
But it's what it is.
You're not supposed to be 60.
It is what it is. So, I find something happening to me that I have never experienced before. And it happens when I'm doing my art. Usually art, because that's what I do. I'm an artist.
You're an artist, yeah.
But other things, maybe the podcast, I can't remember for sure about the podcast, but definitely working on my art, is I find myself so often just saying to myself, why the hell am I doing this? What is the purpose of this?
Really?
There's no reason to do this.
Really?
And it's almost like I start losing this motivation to even do it. It's just like, it's not worth doing.
To me, it seems like you've found more motivation because I've seen you working on different projects in the last year, maybe 2 years, that things that you didn't do before. So you're still discovering new talents. So to me, it seems like you have more motivation, but maybe you're just...
It's in the middle of that
looking
that
for something. Really?
So like I'm doing an abstract or something and I'm right in the middle and I'm just like, why am I doing this? What is this doing? What does this even mean?
Yeah.
Just a bunch of colors and swirling around. It's like, what am I going to do with it? I'm going to hang it on a wall. I'm going to give it to somebody. What's the purpose of it? Why am I even doing this?
Yeah. But that's what you've done your entire life.
What I'm saying is I've never had that feeling before.
Until now.
And I don't know. Maybe is that something that older people get?
Maybe.
It's like you get older and this motivation comes in and just says, why write a novel? Why write a hit song? There's no reason. There's no purpose.
Do you know what's funny? Is that
just go outside, sit on the lawn and sniff flowers.
And tell people to get off my lawn. Yeah. You can't have gin outside because you'll take your clothes off.
I'm an old man. I'm just telling everybody that I'm senile.
So
I'm senile and I want you to look at my penile.
I've taken my pants off. Deal with it.
I just wanted to rhyme senile with penile. Sorry.
It's very good.
No,
that's very good.
I'm still a little poetic in my old age.
Wow.
I know.
I find myself at work because I found something to care about when I started to get into IT, and I find myself now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't need to learn anything new. I don't want to do this anymore. And my brain keeps telling me that. And then I find myself doing more creative stuff. I'm starting on a screenplay. The problem, and I actually spoke to somebody in the business, the problem is it's going to cost a lot of money. Even though it's a short film, like I'm talking 20 minutes, short film, it's still going to cost me over $500,000 to do.
Well, that's your fault for writing such a complicated screenplay.
I mean, well, fud up.
Fud up?
Fud up? That was supposed to be fuck off and shut up at the same time, and it came out fud up.
A new word. Fud up.
Fud up. But yeah, no, I want you to read it, and I want you to be a part of it, but I'm still in the middle of writing it, and I was just so, like, inspired. All of a sudden, I was like, this is amazing. So I started writing. I can barely read my own writing these days, but I started actually physically writing it out with a pen and paper, and it is really good. And you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe I just need to get out of the business I'm in and go to something else.
Or both, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I enjoyed creative. I'm not saying I don't like creative. It's just like sometimes like where I'm in the middle of that creative thing, I'm just like, what is the purpose of this?
Yeah. Why am I doing this particular piece?
And what does this mean? And why am I putting so much energy into this?
Does it have to mean something for you, though?
Well, the time that you put into it has to mean something.
Well, you okay, so this recent drawing that you did that you might consider doing prints of, this dog.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
You're just going to sell the original.
Yeah. I might do another one later, but no.
Damn it. I can't afford that.
No, you can't.
I have a digital copy.
Yeah, that's all you need. Just
Bam.
digital.
But yeah, so this dog that you just did, I saw just something in there that is a little bit reminiscent of an old image that I saw you do with the smoker lady.
Okay.
Not the smoker dude, but the smoker person with the long neck. Mm-hmm. So I see that. But that image is amazing to me. So does it have to have a purpose?
Well, okay. So that particular piece, and no one's going to know what it is because no one's seen it, and we're talking on a podcast.
Sorry.
People are just like, what the hell are they talking about?
There's a dog
But
picture.
I did an airbrush, kind of a realistic airbrush thing, which I haven't done in a long time.
Right.
And I don't do a whole lot. I'm not a fan of realism. I'm a fan of looking at realism, but I'm not a fan necessarily of doing it. I used to do, that's what I always did. And I feel like my philosophy is like, if it's real, so you could do a lot of things. You could make a real picture look unreal. You can make an unreal picture look real.
Yes.
Or you can make a real picture look real, which it already does. And it's just like, if it already is made real, why do you want to just copy the real picture?
Yeah.
That's all you're doing is making the same thing.
Right.
So do something different. That's kind of the way I look at it as an artist. It's just like if I can alter something that's real and make it look unreal or make it look different, that's one thing. Or, I like working in fantasy. I like working in unreal.
And that's where your caricature comes in.
Yeah. But airbrush sometimes is just a little too real and you're just copying stuff. So it's just not inspiring to me most of the time. Now I'm kind of going to get into some stuff, which I'm not,
But you've been doing it for 40 years.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of experiment around in that. But anyway, it's just, that's just where I am right now. But that's kind of not necessarily what I'm talking about. It's just overall just this kind of weird little strange motivation of what's the purpose anymore.
So what you break it down to the bottom line is you're asking, what do old people have to offer to the planet?
Or do they? Should we just tell old people to shut up, sit down, wait till you die,
and be quiet,
or
and be comfy?
Find out some way, because we make people. A lot of companies make people retire at 65. That's 5 years older than me, and I feel like I'm in my 20s.
These years it's 72.
But it's still that when you're 72, that's going to feel pretty young. I know people who are in their 80s that say they still feel young.
Because that's only 12 years from now for you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just you still feel young. You're never going to really think. I mean, I know people who have retired in their 50s who love it.
And I know people who've retired in their 40s.
So I'm not saying you're not going to like retiring. I just think, what do we do with older people? Do we just let them hang around until they die? Do we expect them to contribute to society? And what do they contribute? And can they?
Yes, they can. And I think that what we do as younger people, if we have an older person in our life, we need to cultivate their gifts. We need to, if they're creative people, we need to help them cultivate that creativity. If they are, intelligent in the ways of finance, we need to cultivate that. If they are intelligent in the ways of homemaking, whatever it might be, we can cultivate that, and we can assist in that. And that's why when there's an older person who doesn't have anybody in their life, maybe they never had kids, maybe their husband has died or their wife or spouse, whatever, and they're alone, a really good thing that we could do is adopt a
grandparent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if they're in a home, fine, go visit them. If they're not in a home, if they have a home of their own, fine, go visit them. help them with whatever daily needs they need. But actually, what they really want is they want stimulation. They want
Hello.
not that kind of stimulation. Don't bring a vibrator to her.
I bet you they do want it.
She might have her own.
I'm telling you.
He might have his own.
They want it.
I don't doubt that, but that's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting is that you bring things into their life that they find interesting, like books or movies or music or, something creative that will keep their mind sharp.
Yeah.
And you're not going there. I think I get this weird thing from you that you're talking about this because you think you're going there.
Going where? To the home?
No, just to the older.
No, everybody's going to the older thing. I mean, it's just a part of what you do. But I'm just saying, you deal with whatever comes up in your life, and then all of a sudden I'm facing this, which I haven't ever before. Just this weird motivation thing. I've never felt art like, what's the purpose of it? And then here it is. It's like, oh, wow, that's interesting. Maybe it's necessary. I don't know.
Well, maybe you need to get into a new medium and find a new love.
I just did. I started an art gallery. I love it. I mean,
no, I meant a new medium, like a new art medium. Like get into something you've never done before.
I've been doing that too. I do that.
Get into metalwork. No? You can do metalwork.
You mean like Metallica and stuff like that?
No. No. You don't even know a Metallica song.
All right, we have to close this.
You can't even name a Metallica song.
We have to close the Enter Sandman. We have to close this podcast down. You know what we should do? Because we last week we didn't do our best of. We said we were going to do the best of.
Yeah.
Last week we forgot it, and I bet you everybody's really worried about it.
They hate us for it. Yeah. They
were so we should do that
concerned.
this year. Do you have a best of? Do you have a best?
Did you just say this year?
This month, this week, this podcast, this issue, this.
I have a best of.
Cut me now on my cheek.
I'm going to cut you on your cheek.
Cut me.
And chip your
Slice
tooth.
It.
I think a chipped tooth and a cut cheek will get you laid. But
awesome.
Right. But I'll have to talk to your wife about that. My best of this week, I had a best of from last week and I crossed it out because that was last week and that's not fair. This week, my best of is a YouTube channel that I found.
Really?
Yeah. It's called Institute of Human Anatomy.
Oh, you were telling me about this.
Yeah.
This is not for me.
I
can't watch Dr. Pimple Popper.
Oh, I love her.
I can't I know I can't watch this YouTube channel.
No, this is okay. So
I can't even believe this YouTube channel actually exists. I don't think they should allow it.
Get off my lawn.
I'm just saying.
So here's the deal: is what they do is they are anatomy teachers at a college, and they teach students who are becoming medical doctors anatomy.
And artists who need to draw.
Maybe.
Yeah, you take anatomy class when you're an artist.
Well, yeah, but you don't look at like segmented human bodies.
Sometimes you have to draw that, especially if you're a medical illustrator. What are you going to do? You have to take classes and learn.
Yeah,
to do it.
I guess you do.
Well, why did you doubt me? I'm telling you, this is a fact.
Because I did. I just doubt you on a regular basis.
You thought I was kidding, but I'm serious.
I just doubt you on a regular basis. So this YouTube channel, an Institute of Human Anatomy, is my best of this week because I went nuts and I've watched like 6 or 8 videos and they're like an hour long each. And it's so amazing what they show you because they show you like cadavers.
Yes.
These are cadavers that, like I am donating my body to science. And that's what all of these people have done. And these bodies that they're showing you are, all they know about them is how they died and how old they were.
Okay.
And that's it. They don't get their life expectancy. They don't get their medical history. They don't get any of that. So they find weird things when they cut them open. Like if somebody died of a heart attack.
Watch or something?
Maybe. You don't know. If somebody died of a heart attack and they cut them open and they find cancer in there, this person didn't even know they had cancer.
Yeah, it's like Dr. G.
Sort of.
She does it a lot. She'll be like, they thought he died from this, but I found this thing in the lungs, and
I do love Dr. G.
Yeah, me too.
But
she's
these are
sexy in a weird way.
She's very hot.
I don't know what it is.
She's in Florida.
Oh, really?
Orange County.
I don't know. I mean, she's not Jennifer Aniston, but there's something like, I think it's because she's kind of nerdly. She's kind of nerdly.
You're attracted to her brain, which is what I was talking about earlier.
I know.
I love being attracted to somebody's brain.
She just smells like death all the time, I bet.
Well, that's because she's
not cool.
dissecting bodies. She's not dissecting bodies. She's doing autopsies.
Mm-hmm.
These people are dissecting cadavers. Thank you. And
Cadillacs, camels,
or Cadillacs, or
conniptions.
Fuck off. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, but so when they get their bodies, they're already embalmed.
Mm-hmm.
They're already yellow.
Mm-hmm.
They're, not going anywhere. They've had bodies in their office for 10 years.
Here's what I want to know. And do they address this on the video?
What?
Do they just want to see what their boobs look like? What if they get like a dead person that's kind of hot and has like really, they look good, and do they like peek? I know they have to dissect them, but do they just get a little peek?
I refuse to answer that. I am shaking my head at you because you are a sick, wrong person.
I would totally do it. I would sneak a peek.
I know you would.
What's wrong with a peek?
Would you have sex with a dead body?
No, that's sick.
But you would look at their boobs.
Just looking. That's not sex. That's what I tell my wife all the time.
I hate you so much. Do not treat a cadaver in an unprofessional manner. Don't do it.
Like an object.
It's not.
Don't objectify the cadavers.
I mean, at that point, it is kind of an object, but it was a person for a long, long time. And sometimes these bodies, I didn't know this until I started watching their videos, but I can donate my body to science for a specific amount of time and then give my body back to my family to bury properly.
Why?
To bury properly.
All I'm going to point out is a cadaver can't say no. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to go there with you. We're going down this road together. You brought it up, so I'm going to talk about it. I used to say that if given the opportunity, I would like to give my body to people who needed to get something out of themselves. What?
And just do whatever you want. I'm dead. I'm not in my body anymore.
Why not just have a doll, like a fake doll?
Some people don't get what they need from that.
That and do dead. Then they need a little therapy.
Oh, I agree.
And so do you, because you're encouraging it.
I'm not encouraging it.
You're the one who wore the negligee when you were dead.
Okay, I'm the one who wore the miniskirt out to the bar.
Okay.
But,
you said you're going to donate.
I didn't ask to be raped.
You weren't asking that. You said you're going to donate to people who need to get what they had to do.
At that point, I'm dead.
I know, but you still go shopping at Victoria's Secrets.
I'm not encouraging it.
You've got the lace on.
I would rather them do it to a dead body than a live one.
All right, whatever. I don't know why.
That's a whole other podcast.
Okay. So that's your best of? That's your best of the week? Yeah.
Yeah, so
really
check out Institute of Human Anatomy on YouTube, and they're both really cool guys, and everything is awesome.
We do get a little sick on this podcast, as you know. Okay, so mine is much better than yours.
Stop it.
Mine is not as... So my wife made a soup. That's what I want to talk about.
You want to talk about soup?
Yes.
Right.
And man, I had sex with that soup.
Oh, I hope you did.
That was awesome.
Did you put your penis in the pot?
Not while she saw it. Anyway, no. So listen. So my wife is doing this new thing where she's like trying out new recipes, and you know me, I'm not a new food person.
No, you like the regular.
I like what I like,
Yep.
and I want to keep liking it and keep having that. So, but she's doing this new stuff. So she got a recipe for this stuff called Tom Yum soup.
Tom
Yum.
That's hard to say.
It is.
Because I want to go with like Tangzine,
No,
but that's not it. It's
obviously, it sounds Asian, and she said it. I think she said it was Taiwanese, and I'd never heard of it before. And then she sent me a list of the ingredients, and it's like a list of everything I hate. And I was just like, and I actually said to her, I'm a little scared of this soup.
She left the cilantro out for you.
She left half the things out. She did a lot of changing to the soup.
Because you don't like cilantro.
No, and
you're evil.
I had told her that I was going to try to experiment a little more with my food taste, because there's a lot of things, like I don't like sweet potatoes, but she wants to make some sweet potato dishes. And I was like, okay, I'll try.
And she is your wife, so.
So I told her I would. So she made this soup, and so I'm just thinking, I just have to get through this meal. And because it
will help you with portion sizes.
It's like a list of everything I hate, and it's going to be why don't you just call it hate soup?
Hate soup.
And so we're having hate soup, and so she's making
soup.
And I'm sitting there ready because I know it's going to be like the worst soup I've ever had in my life. Yeah. And so she makes it, she gives it to me, I put it in the bowl, I sit down, I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm kind of worried. It was one of the best soups that I've had in a long time. And she substituted a lot of the ingredients. These are ingredients I would have hated. But she did substitute them with some stuff. And it was fantastic. It was unlike anything she made. It was great.
Give me 5 ingredients.
Well, there was tomatoes in it. There were, I want to say there was like a form of squash. It might have been butternut, but I can't remember. I don't remember.
That's only 2.
I can't remember everything that was in it. I think there was cabbage in it, maybe.
Ooh,
tofu.
I like cabbage.
There was tofu. But anyway, I don't know, just a bunch of stuff. But, so, lemongrass.
I hate lemongrass.
I didn't think I would like it. But anyway, the soup had a kind of a little bit of it was almost like sweet and sour. It was a little bit of sour, a little bit of sweet, a little bit of salty, and it was so perfectly balanced. And it was my favorite soup, and I need for her to make it again. It was really good.
I would love to try it.
I think there's some downstairs. You could try it.
So that's your best thing
It's my best thing of the week, Tom Yum soup. But Tom Yum soup as made by my wife.
Because it's not the normal recipe. Right. When you ate meat, what was your favorite dish to get from like a Chinese restaurant?
Oh, chicken probably.
What kind of chicken?
I don't know. Just what do you
it cashew chicken or orange chicken?
I don't like nuts in my chicken.
I don't like chicken nuts either.
That's why I always pull out. Sorry. I had to say it. I didn't want to.
But you did it.
I had to. No, I don't.
Lemon chicken?
No, I just like fried chicken.
At a Chinese restaurant?
You said Chinese. Whatever. Chicken chunks.
Just put chicken on my plate.
The Chinese chicken. Yes.
Okay, BNL.
I don't know. I like chunks of chicken.
My favorite was always sweet and sour pork.
Yeah, not a big. I like pork okay, but yeah.
That was always my favorite.
I don't think I ever got it at a Chinese restaurant.
Oh man.
All right. Gosh.
Sorry, we're gonna just move on and on and on, or we're gonna stop the podcast now.
Let's talk about the beer.
All right.
What do you think?
I really enjoy this beer.
You said so.
Yeah. I've said it several times through the podcast, and I'm going to continue to say it because it's really good, and I might take one home with me.
Okay.
Even though you spent $20 on 4 cans.
Okay.
So, again, what we're drinking is Sycamore Vanilla Affagato, and that's not avocado. It's Affagato. So, it's Affogato. So, it's like Affagato is a dessert in Italy, where they have vanilla ice cream with espresso.
Yeah.
So that's what this is. It's vanilla Affagato. It's a coffee cream ale. It has 6.4? Yes, 6.4% alcohol by volume. And quite honestly, I adore this beer.
All right. So what are you giving it?
4.5.
Wow, 4.5. I'm giving it a 3. I didn't care for it as much. It's got a great taste, nice little vanilla sweet taste, but it's too sweet for me, way too sweet. And by the end,
definitely dessert.
Yeah. And by the end, I can't really drink any more of it. I got about half of it drank, and I don't. It's not that I dislike it. It's just too much for me. So we should have split one.
Yeah.
If we'd split one, maybe I would have liked it.
Probably.
I do like the taste of it, but it's just I can't have. It's just too much.
Would you say you're giving it a 3?
3.
Wow, that's like the largest difference we've had in a while.
No, not so much.
Normally, we're very close.
A few back, you did 3.5 and I did 2, so I think it's the same difference there.
All right. Oh yeah.
Anyway, that's what we do. That's a live beer review. Get it if you want to try it. It's a nice little taste. We're going to shut down really quick because this has gone way, 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 way long. But we do appreciate you listening. If you're still listening, thank you. And a new podcast comes out every Monday. You can find us online on Facebook. That's kind of where we hang out.
Or you can email us at thisepicdisaster@gmail.com.
I've got to update our website, thisepicdisaster.com. I'm a little behind on that, but I got to update it. We need to put our beer reviews and stuff on there too. The podcasts go on YouTube. Not video, but we will be doing. I think this week we're going to do a new snack show.
If I can get over sometime this week or weekend, if you have time, we have a box of goodies right here in the studio. We just don't have time to do it.
And we'll do a little snack review snack thing,
and that will be video.
Yeah, we'll post that on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's where we hang out, and we'd love to hear from you. And please do and keep downloading, keep subscribing. I swear. We won't get this disgusting in every show. And
were we disgusting?
We talked about having sex with dead people. You're asking if we were disgusting?
Okay, now you're offending. You're offending necrophiliacs.
If I stuck my penis in the soup, and you're asking if we get disgusting.
This is just who I am. Stop it.
I know. All right, so we'll see you next Monday, and hopefully we'll have much cleaner things to talk about.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
Bye. This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.